So how did everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all having a fantastic Monday. And I was like, hey, you know what? Why don't we learn a scale? But not just any old scale. I mean, we can do that too. But we're going to learn the Bonamassa scale, which I have named the Mixolydian Minor Pentatonic Blues. And it's all because of a lick that I heard. This video just kind of like auto popped up on YouTube. And it was Joe kind of just improvising in his home. And he did this little run. I was like, whoa, that really caught my ear, because it's kind of like a scale, but it was just mixing so many things. And I was like, I want to learn that. So I figured it out, and I was like, this is really interesting. So here's the lick that I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. You can get the tabs down below if you're feeling like it. Now, I'm not saying this is the only scale that Joe uses. I don't know Joe, or I would ask him. But he does a lot of stuff. One note I am leaving out that he does use pretty often is this flat 2 vibe. Kind of that dark Phrygian thing in his playing. But today we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus more on his, well, you'll see. Here it is. Or something very similar to that. The ending, there's a little bit of feedback in the video, and I couldn't quite tell if he was doing a hammer-on or not, but that's the general idea of it. Now let's break down the lick, and I'm going to say, you know, kind of like where I'm visualizing all this stuff is coming from, and then I'll show you that box position. So to start off with, it's a big old bend here, and notice he's starting with his middle finger. And you go from 7, slide up to 9 on the G. Okay, so now the next part we go like this. So we're going to go 7 to 9 on the G. And like I said, I'll explain where all these notes are coming from here in just a second, because I think Joe's just doing it naturally. He's just playing with his ear, and it's really, really cool that this is how he's mixing this stuff. Okay, so 7, 9, and then I'm going to go to 8 on the B, but I slide down to 7. Alright, now you're going to go to 9 to 7 on the G, and you slide down to 6. Just that opening lick is so fascinating for a lot of different reasons. Okay? Now he goes into a little triad shape here. He goes to 7 on the D, and then 9 on the A. Okay, so right there, it's already a cool run. He's already bounced back between minor, major, minor, like 2, 3 or 4 different times. It's really fascinating. Okay, now here what happens is he goes back to the D string, using your middle finger on 7 on the D. You slide down to 5. Now with your pinky, you are going to get 7 on the A string. Okay? And then on the low E string, it looks like and sounded like he was going 6, hammer on 7 there. That's getting your blues note in there. Back to that 5 on the D, but now use your index finger, because you're kind of setting yourself up for the next part. So we have... Now what happens after that? You shift down again, half step, from 5 to 4 on the D. Another triad shape here, same minor shape, but different chord. Then 5 on the A, and 7 on the low E string. Okay, so this little section here goes... Okay, now this is really, really cool. I loved this. He goes back to 5 on the A, slides down to 4. Then he goes to the low E string, 5 to 3, open. This is where I got a little bit confused. It sounded like he was doing a real quick hammer-on, open A to 2nd fret on the A string, 3rd fret low E string, slides on to 2, gives a little bit of shake, open. Then you see he moves on to the 5, which I might do another video of that other lick too, but all together again slow, it looks like this. He might not have done that hammer on there. Don't quote me on that. His phrasing and rhythmic playing on it is really fascinating too. I don't have that down right. Butchered it a little bit there. But anyway, so that's the lick. Now let's break down where all these notes are coming from, or at least in my opinion, how I'm viewing where they're coming from. Again, I don't know how much theory Joe applies to his playing. He obviously knows a lot. he strikes me as a person who might just have a lot of natural theory because he's using his ear so much. But clearly he knows a lot of other stuff too. He's one of the best out there. So, anyways, we're going like this. I'm doing this as starting out in minor pentatonic, like box 4 minor pentatonic. Now here's where it instantly starts getting fascinating to me. That right there, I'm seeing that as he's using his Aeolian mode, as an E minor scale. So, okay, so he's going, but he quickly shifts. So from that part, then he goes, then he shifts, and in my eyes, he's kind of going in mixolydian. Now this isn't how, whenever I'm playing, I'm not like, oh, I'm going to play this scale and this scale. I don't do that stuff. It's just fascinating, for me to look at this stuff and break it down where all these notes are coming from, because he has some really cool shapes in here that I hadn't thought of before, because of the way he's combining his scales. Okay, now here we enter into an F sharp minor triad. Okay, so you can, again, E minor, well, that'd be your 2 chord, basically. I'm out of that. Major, minor, minor, you know the whole vibe. Okay, now after this little shape here, he slides back down, and I'm viewing this as, okay, we're back in pentatonic blues at this point. Okay, goes to 7. Here's your flat 5. He only plays it once. That 6 hammer on a 7 there. Okay, or maybe he goes 5 to 7. Like I said, your ears might be better than mine. And then, so I'm just viewing this as all pentatonic blues. So he starts out pentatonic, Aeolian, mixolydian, back to pentatonic blues. He does that with his pinky. I thought that's a little tough little shift there. And then he goes back here, and now I'm viewing this. He's shifted back to Aeolian. The overall thing is this. It's out of E, but this is just kind of where it's coming from. Okay, another little triad shape. Now this time we're on B minor. Okay. And here's another little fascinating move. That's still giving me that mixolydian vibe. I'm sorry. There it is again. And then he goes from this. So we have right back into minor pentatonic. Back to major there. He ends it with major. He goes back to that root note. Like I said, he's shifting constantly through the whole thing, through this one run. I mean, I always mess it up. But like I said, I just found that really fascinating. Alright, so let's put this in a standard box position. So it would look like this. It's kind of how it would see. I'm leaving out a couple notes here and there just to make it flow a little bit more naturally. But that's kind of how I view this, Bonamassa scale. Basically, what did I call it? The Mixolydian minor pentatonic blues. Now, another note Joe likes to add a lot is his flat 2. Kind of like it gives like a Phrygian vibe. But I'm not doing that here today. So basically, I'm going to do it this way. So this is your major third, okay? Go into your minor third. So it goes 16, 15, 14, 12. So we're going major third, minor third, 2, root. Okay, now on the B string, we're going to go, which is kind of, it's kind of like the Dorian vibe to it, I guess is a good way to put it. But basically, I'm going to go 15, 14, 12. Okay, so, it kind of has like a countryish vibe when you kind of put it all together. Now here you have a big chromatic section because you have to get your major third, your minor third, your 4, your flat 5, all of it's right here. So basically that's just 15, 14, 13, 12 on the G. Okay? Now here I added a little shift just to give us that 3 notes on this string, because I added the major 6 like I did up here. Which again is kind of like Dorian's. I didn't talk about that too much, but it helps the vibe. Don't fight me about it. It helps the vibe. So I'm going to go 14, 12, slide down to 11. Or you could just do it like this if you wanted to, if you didn't want to do the slide. 14, 14, 12, 11. So on the A string, we're going to go 14, 13, 12, good old straight blues there. And on the low E string, what I did was I left out the major third this time, just for sake of convenience. And I went to 15, 14, 12. But you could go if you felt like it. So overall we have... So there you guys have it. Like I said, I might do another video on, he does the second little portion of that lick that I didn't include, and it's really, really good. I mean, it's a super fascinating lick to learn. The next one has a little bit more phrasing involved. But, I don't know, let me know if you like this. I was thinking about doing a whole series on this, like the Bonamassa scale, the Eddie Van Halen scale, the so-and-so scale, the Jimmy Page scale, you know, all that kind of stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see more of that. Get the tabs, and yo, I'll be seeing you all later. Later, homies. Whoop!